In today's class, we'll be delving a little bit more deeper into the Iyengar Yoga style Sun Salutations so that we can do the whole sequence with a bit more precision and therefore get a lot more benefits out of doing the sequence. All you'll need is a short wall, a yoga mat, a kitchen stool or a yoga chair, a bolster or a folded blanket into a bolster, and then 1 or 2 extra blankets. So let's start off. Come into the middle of the mat, standing in the mountain pose. Bring the feet together, the inner ankles and the inner heels touching, and the big mound of the big toe touching. And then lift the toes and lengthen them forward. So just get that nice even pressure with the feet. And as you press the feet down, lift the inner heels up and lift the kneecaps up. And then draw the thigh muscles onto the thigh bone. So already that allows the legs to offer good support to the hips. Gently lift the pubic bone and then draw the navel slightly back towards the back abdominal wall. Keep the lower ribs, these front ribs contained. And when you breathe in, allow the rest of the ribs to lift and to broaden. Collarbones broaden, the shoulders draw away from each other, the upper shoulders draw away from the ears, and then we stretch into the fingers and look straight ahead. From the base of the spine, lengthen into the crown. So feel as if there's something lifting up through the crown as you press the feet down. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Okie dokie, and then release from that. We're going to start off with the mabu. It's a martial arts thing against the wall, the mabu. We're going to do this one. This is such a good pose for strengthening the posture. So have the feet hip width or even slightly wider, and coming to the wall so that now you can take the hips to the wall, the shoulders to the wall, and try to get the thighs horizontal with the floor. And then just from here, lengthening the spine up, broadening again the collarbones. Take nice deep breaths in and out. And then lift the arms, keep the shoulders, the elbows and the wrists completely soft. As you press through the feet and lift the spine. Nice deep breath in and out. So this is also a very good pose to bring focus because it's so much hard work. So concentrate on your breathing. Smooth the in and out breath. When you get tired, come up. See how long you can hold it. And then breathe out and come up. Excellent, good start. Get those muscles firing up. We're going to now just come to the top end of the mat. Again, coming into the mountain pose. And then breathing in without disturbing the trunk, lift the arms up. So we don't want this kind of action. We want to try to keep the trunk still and in neutral and just lift the arms. Then press the feet and stretch to the fingers. Now depending on the focus of the Surya Namaskar, sometimes we also lengthen back. So with the arms, with the palms facing forward, now press the feet and try to get the stretch into the front of the spine as you lean back, but press the feet. And then breathe in, come up. Again, press the feet, stretch to the fingers, now not arching the back. And then breathe out and come to the forward bending pose. Now the forward bending pose is a leg work pose, so try not to stretch the lower back especially. Press the feet, lift the backs of the legs, lift these sitting bones up. As you lift those sitting bones, now try to widen the back muscles of the legs outwards. You can now take your hands onto the sitting bones and now lift them up. But press the feet at the same time. Keep the knees lifted, thigh bones strong, lift the sitting bones. Then take the hands back onto the shins, take the elbows outwards, and then take the shoulders away from the ears. So the trunk relaxes down. And now, the same as when we were standing up, we're going to lengthen the front of the spine towards the feet, not towards the legs, towards the feet. So lengthening it downwards, but use the feet to press and then lengthen the spine. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then take the hands onto the hips, press the feet, breathe in and come up into the standing mountain pose. Release the arms next to the side. And then take a nice deep breath in and out. Now with the legs together, the forward bending pose, there's a bit of constriction in the hips. So now we're going to take the feet apart and we're going to turn the toes slightly inwards so that you're slightly pigeon-toed. Now press the feet, breathe in, lift the arms up without disturbing the trunk, without arching the back, and then lengthen to the fingertips, lift the knees, and draw the thighs onto the thigh bones. Now, it's more difficult to feel the thigh bones tightening, especially right in the top with the feet slightly inward, but search it out to really tighten these top muscles here. Turn the palms forward and then breathe out. Extend forward and come to the forward fold. Again, pressing the feet, lifting the knees, lifting the sitting bones. Now, going to take the hands onto the shins, keep the thighs working strongly, and then breathe in, lift the chest away from the thighs, past the head. So feel that nice broadness across the sitting bones, they're widening outwards. The sacrum now can drop nicely between the hip joints. Now lengthen the front of the spine forward, draw between the shoulder blades towards the ground, take the shoulders away from the ears and look slightly ahead. So really feel the legs now really working strongly. We're not pushing them backwards, we're lifting them. And then breathe out and fold forward. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then breathe in, lift the arms up all the way to the ceiling, and then take the arms down. Now we're going to do that same thing, but now with the feet together. So try not to stretch the back. Your back should be feeling 100% fine now. So breathing in without disturbing the trunk, lift the arms up. Stretch to the fingers. Turn the palms forward and then breathe out. Extend as you come down. Now the feet aren't apart, but imagine that they are. So widen the hip bones apart, lift the sitting bones, and allow the trunk to find space to come down towards the feet. So it really does help to broaden the muscles at the backs of the legs outwards. Take a deep breath in and out. Shoulders away from ears, neck relaxed. And then we're going to bend the knees, come to the fingertips, and then take the left foot back into the upper lunge. Now first bending the left knee so that we're in a more relaxed lunge now. So the left knee is on the ground, the right shin and thigh is at a 90-degree angle. Now here we want the hips level, and now take the chest forward and the shoulders away from the ears. Now one of the key things here is that we want the hips to still stabilize the body, and especially the right outer hip. So it tends to want to swing outwards. Draw it back towards the midline, and then draw the left hip towards the right hip, and then lengthen the trunk forward. So feel that nice strength in the hips to allow the spine to lengthen forwards. Take a deep breath in and out, then tuck the left toe under, and from here we're just going to keep the trunk nice and the hips strong, the trunk strong, just straighten the back leg. With the back leg straight, so get the hips level, and lift the bottom of the left leg up to the ceiling. So we're lifting through the leg, so the leg completely straight and very, very active. Watch the right hip not to sway out, draw it back to the midline, take the chest forward. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And now pressing with the right foot. So as you breathe in, press the right foot down and bring the left foot to the right foot. And then pressing the feet, lift the backs of the legs, come into that half forward bending pose where you draw the chest forward and concave the back. Lengthen the spine forward, lift the backs of the legs, broaden the backs of the legs, take the shoulders away from the ears. And then breathe out. Lengthen the trunk, allow it to relax forward. And then bending the knees, and take the right foot back into this lunge pose, and then bring the right knee to the floor. Again, the left outer hip draws towards the right hip towards the left hip. Hips level, take the chest forward. Shoulders away from the ears. So find that nice firmness in the hips and the length in the front of the spine going forward. Neck relaxed. Deep breath in and out. And then on the next out breath, tuck the right toe under and straighten the right leg. Again, as the right toes press down, the bottom of the right leg lifts up. So actively lift that right shin bone, the right thigh bone up. Draw the hips together, take the chest forward. Nice deep breath in and out. And then on the next in-breath, press the left foot, bring the right foot to the left foot. And then keeping the legs straight, lifting the backs of the legs. Now come to the half bending, forward bending pose. And take the chest from the thighs and concave the back. Shoulders away from ears. firmness in the legs as the chest goes forward. Those thighs gripping onto the lengthening back of the legs. And then breathe out and just keep that as you release the trunk down. Again, the front of the spine lengthening, not the back bending, the front of the spine lengthening. Shoulders away from ears. And then take the hands onto the hips, press the feet and breathe in. Come upright and then release the arms next to the side. Take a nice deep breath in and out. So we're trying to form muscle memory here. So we're spending a little bit of time in these intermediary poses so that we can do these very nicely when we're doing the Surya Namaskars. So from the mountain pose, press the feet, breathe in, lift the arms up, stretch to the fingers. Turn the palms forward, breathe out, extend forward. And then just bending the knees, coming to the fingertips, take the left foot back, and then come to the flats of the hands, take the right foot back into the downward facing dog pose. Now the key here is that the hands need to spread. So just come onto your knees for now. The hands are slightly ahead of the shoulders, the middle finger forward, those 4 fingers, the nail beds parallel to the floor, and we're pressing the knuckles down. So get the full extent of the palms meeting the mat. The knees are underneath the hips, hip width apart. You tuck the toes under, breathe in, and then as you breathe out, just lift the hips up. Now bend the knees. We're going to press through the knuckles and lift the sitting bones up by pressing the hands, and straightening the elbows, and then lifting those sitting bones up to the ceiling. Keeping that nice straight line from the hands all the way to the sitting bones. Now straighten the knees and draw the leg muscles backwards to lengthen the spine away from the hips away from the shoulders. Again, the action of the legs, the backs of the legs broadening outwards at the back and lifting those sitting bones. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then release, bend the knees. Going to take the big toes together, the knees apart, and come and sit on the heels, and then just walk the hands forward. So again, the hands, we want shoulder width apart, the middle finger forward. Check those fingers pressing evenly down, the knuckles pressing down. Now from the hands, we lengthen the arms, the backs of the arms, away from the hands. So there's that dual action from the hands. The shoulders draw away from the hands as we press the hands down. And now from the shoulders, the arms lengthen the front of the arms away from the chest. Now lift the inner elbows up, draw the outer shoulder tips on the outside where the deltoid muscle is, draw that down to the ground. Now the thumb side of the wrist now wants to lift up, draw that back down, and now lengthen the hips away from the shoulders by drawing the hips towards the heels. So there's a strong action as well between the shoulder blades as we draw that towards the ground, but at the same time lifting the inner elbows. Take a nice deep breath in and out. So this is the action we want in the arms when we come into the downward facing dog pose. Knuckles down, thumb side of the wrist down, inner elbows up, outer shoulders down, between the shoulder blades draws towards the ground or towards the chest, and we lift the hips away from the shoulders. Keeping the abdomen contained towards the spine. So the pubic bone gently draws back towards the navel. Deep breath in and out. And we're going to come back onto kneeling. Bring the knees directly underneath the hips. Take the ankles in line with the knees. Tuck the toes under. Keep those hands there, shoulder width apart. Now, spreading the fingers, getting the palms to meet the mat, the knuckles strongly down. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, lift the hips up. Keep the knees bent again. Now we're going to mimic that action that we did with the hands. So the knuckles down, the backs of the arms. From there, lengthening up to the sitting bones. And then from the front of the chest, we stretch the arms away. Between the shoulder blade draws towards the chest. The chest draws towards the thighs, but lengthens towards the hands. And now straighten the legs. Use the legs now to help lengthen the hips from the shoulders. Nice deep breath in and out. And then release. Come back to the knees. Big toes together, knees apart. Come to sit on the heels. And now we're going to walk the hands forward again. Mimic that action again on the straight arms. So the fingers spread, middle finger forward, fingers pressing evenly, knuckles down, thumb side of the wrist down, inner elbows up, outer shoulders down. Lengthen from the hands all the way to the sitting bones. Draw between the shoulder blades down to the ground as you lift the inner elbows. Nice deep breath in and out. The abdomen contained, and then the chest moving back towards the hands on the bottom side of the chest. It's a really, really good way to the downward facing dog. It's such a good pose because it does so many things all at once. But at the same time, we can do so many things wrong all at once. So this is part of the action that we're trying to do. So take the hands back. Bring the knees hip width. Take the ankles in line with the knees. Tuck the toes under. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift now straight up into the downward facing dog pose. So now with the legs straight, draw the legs back from the arms, lengthen to the sitting bones. From the sitting bones, lengthen back to the hands. From the backs of the knees, draw the heels down. From the backs of the knees, draw the sitting bones up. Deep breath in and out. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go from here, bring the feet together, just take the right foot forward into the forward lunge. Again, getting the outer hip in, the right outer hip in, the left hip to the right hip, and take the chest forward. The left leg lifts. Then come back to the flats of the hands. take the right foot back, have the feet in line with the hips. Then bring the feet together and now take the left foot forward. Come up onto the fingertips, draw the outer hips together, take the chest forward. Deep breath in and out, and then on the next in-breath, press the left foot to the right foot. Bring the right foot to the left foot, sorry. Lift the chest up, and then breathe out, come to the forward fold. Just release here. And then breathe in, lift the arms up, stretch to the fingers. Breathe out, bring the arms down. And then take a nice deep breath in and out. Okie dokie. And now the next pose, which is also does quite a lot, is the upward facing dog. We're going to go through that in a few ways. So first coming down onto the mat, lying on your stomach. Going to come into the Sphinx Pose first of all. So again, spreading the fingers, having the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to draw the forearms towards us, but keep them where they are. Take the chest forward. Now actively press the elbows down to take the shoulders down away from the ears. Draw the chest forward. Now as you breathe in, draw the chest forward and lift up and even look up now. But keep the back of the neck long, so don't just crunch the back of the neck. So don't have to look quite so high, but that looking up process helps the sternum, the upper sternum bone to move forward and up. Now keep the feet, tops of the feet onto the ground. Now we're going to just straighten the arms as you breathe in on your next in breath, and take the front of the spine forward and up as you press the palms down. So try not to arch the back here. Bring the work into the chest, moving through the arms forward and up. Now draw the shoulders down to the ground as if you're pressing the elbows into the floor, and then just release, come onto the elbows, and then release the forehead to the floor. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And then just take the toes under, take the hands underneath your shoulders, and then lift yourself up. If you've got a chair, we're going to use a chair now for the upward facing dog. If you don't have a chair, you can use blocks as well. The height, so you can have just a normal chair with a normal backrest, it's fine. We're going to just take the hands onto the seat of the chair, but we don't want wheels in the chair. So because of the height, it's going to make it easier and not so strenuous, and therefore we can fine-tune it a little bit. So we're going to take the hands onto the seat of the chair and then just walk back so that we can find that nice sort of like a downward facing dog position. The feet hip width apart. Now pressing the hands, take the hips away from the hands and lengthen the backs of the legs. Again, broadening at the backs, lifting the sitting bones. Now on an in-breath, we're going to come forward. Now, here, we're going to take, first of all, bend the elbow so that you can take the chest through the arms, and then straighten the arms. Now, with the arms like this, we're still holding the seat of the chair. We're going to roll the elbows, the inner elbows forward. So so that the creases are either forward or to the side. But first get the chest through the arms. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. Now gently press the hands, take the shoulders, the upper shoulders back and down and lift the chest. We're trying to get that same action now with the chest coming through the arms, the upper sternum, lifting up, look up. And now we're also going to now straighten the legs. So for that to happen, we're going to draw the pubic bone more towards the hands. And look up. So the hands pressing down, the shoulders pressing down strongly and moving back. So there's the action to open the chest. Lift the chest, look up. Deep breath in and out and in, and then on the next out breath, lift the hips up and then come back into that half dog position. And then out breath, lengthen the hips from the shoulders. And we're going to just repeat this a few times, so breathing in. Now before we do this, just wait. Take the action of coming forward and going back through the hips. Get the hips to do the work, so keep them contained and find. So we're going to just do this a few times. Allow the hips to be the motor force in these upward and downward facing dogs. So just experiment with that a little bit. Feel as if you're doing it through the hips. Just do a few of those, breathing in as you come into the upward dog, breathing out as you're coming into the downward dog. Very good for loosening the spine. Okie dokie. So come back into the downward facing dog. Press the hands, press the feet, take the hips back, straighten the arms. Now breathing in. So keep those elbows slightly bent as you come through the arms, then straighten them. Press the feet, straighten the legs, hips, pubic bone forward, but arms back and down and pressing down and looking up. Keep the legs straight. So the bottom of the legs lifting up. Breathe out. Down dog. Okie dokie. And then just step forward and come up. And then we're just going to take the chair away for now. And now we need a little bit of an extra length. We're going to try the upward facing dog now on the mat. So come lying on your stomach. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Middle finger forward. Again, the knuckles pressing down, the whole palm meeting the mat. Now the elbows go back. Take the toes under. Now breathing in, press the hands and lift up into the upward facing dog pose. Now try to get that same action with the hands. This is the main action. Elbows forward, shoulders down and back. We're on the tops of the legs, so the toes tucked under. Press the hands down. Now take the chest through the arms. Keep the legs straight. Now lengthen the front of the spine as you look up. And then just release, bend the knees. Just take a blanket onto your mat. We want to slide the feet now on the mat. So just have a blanket there so that You're not on a sticky mat now. So now coming again, lying down, take the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows back, breathe in, straighten the arms. And you take the feet pointing straight back, and you're on the tops of the feet. And using your arms, drag the feet forward, press the arms down, take the shoulders back and down, take the chest forward and up, and look up. Legs straight. And then just bend the knees and come down. So this dragging action on the blanket is very good because it helps us to bring the work into the shoulders and the front of the spine lengthening. So we're going to just return your blanket back. Again, come down. Hands underneath the shoulders, elbows back. You're on the tops of the legs. Now breathing in, lift the arms up. This is a pose as well, it's Bhujangasana. Now come up on to lift the knees up, straighten the legs. Now drag the legs forward, press the arms down, chest through the arms, look up. Deep breath in and out. Keep the legs straight. Feel this length in the front of the spine. And then just come down into the lying pose. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Excellent. So now we're getting a feel for the upward facing dog pose. It actually gets easier when you're doing it in the Surya Namaskars because there's motion involved and you kind of working the body with the motion. We're going to get to that just now. But the last pose we're going to try and do now is the Chaturanga Pose. And for that we can use our bolster or blankets. You can build the blankets up. So have the bolster in the middle of the mat. We're going to come lying down on the bolster so that the trunk is in the air. Now tuck the toes under and take the hands now a little bit towards the lower rib side. So it makes it a little bit harder. Take the toes under, take the elbows back, take the chest forward. Now in this position we're going to draw again the shoulders away from the ears, draw between the shoulder blades down and take the chest forward. Elbows towards each other. So going straight back. Now the abdomen lifts towards the spine and we stretch to the heels and lift the bottom of the legs up to straighten the legs. Now the idea here is we want to find the longest length from the heels to the crown. So try to imagine that if you had a straight line from between your heels going through to the crown, lengthen that line by lengthening the heels away and the crown forward. Now the length will get shorter if you arch the back. Keep the back straight and lengthen and in opposite directions. And now feel the whole body drawing towards each other. The bottom part of the body lifting up, the top part of the body drawing together. Deep breath in and out. And then just release and relax over the bolster. So coming back to that one now again, take the elbows back, chest forward, lengthen from the crown to the ankles. Find that nice length, the abdomen contained. Take a deep breath in and now breathe out and just lift yourself off. Now even if you don't lift yourself off the bolster, keep the that line between the ankles and the crown. So even if you don't lift, just keep it there and pressurize the hands down. See how much you can lift. And then just release. Relax a little bit. We're going to do that one again. So you don't actually need to lift off the bolster, but if you can, then you can work with your own strength. Find that straight line, keep it there, and see how much pressure you can use with the hands to lift. So breathing in, as you breathe out, press the hands, lengthen the trunk forward, elbows back, lift the abdomen. And then release back onto the bolster. Excellent. Now we're going to come into the Chaturanga, and we're going to come from the plank pose. It makes it a little bit easier because then you're dropping and then go straight into the upward facing dog pose. So come into the plank pose, have your knees in line with the hips, toe the hands forward, then just straighten the legs and straighten the whole spine. Again, the heels back, the arms pressing down, shoulders away from the ears, the chest forward. Now breathe out and come down slowly into the Chaturanga. And then breathe in, come onto the tops of the legs into the up dog. Take the toes under, breathe out, down dog. And then bend the knees, bring the big toes together, the knees apart, come to sit on the heels, and then walk the hands forward. Again, we're going to the action of the hands, knuckles pressing down, inner wrists pressing down, inner elbows lifting, lengthening towards the sitting bones. And now from the chest, we stretch the bottom of the hands away from the trunk. Nice deep breath in and out. Okie dokie, and then just release the trunk to the floor, the elbows to the floor. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, breathe in, and come up. Okie dokie, and now we're just going to do a loosening exercise for the spine. So remove all your props. We need quite a bit of length now we're going to do the roly-polies now. So we've worked on the strength, now we're going to be working on the getting a little bit of movement. Just to show you what we're going to do. From here we're going to just take the legs over the head and then come back like this. It's just a roly-poly action. So sitting on your mat in the Dandasana position, so have the legs in front of you, the tops of the thighs drawn down, hands behind, next to the thighs. Now drawing the thighs down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out. Now try to just lengthen forward towards the feet. Not too much of a stretch in the back, keep the back straight. And now roll down and then bring the feet up over the head. And try to bring the feet to touch the ground. And then just roll. I'm going to do a few of these. It's just a roly-poly action. Just do it softly. Here we're not so interested in keeping good pose. Here we're interested in nice flowy movements. As the joints warm up, they become more and more flexible. So just do a few more. And then use the momentum to really get a nice flowy action. This is helping massage all the joints in the back. Don't cause any pain. Okie dokie, excellent. Now you should feel all nice and loosened up. And now we're going to do just a full round of the sun salutation, just this nice easy one. So standing in the mountain pose at the top end of the mat, take a nice deep breath in and out. Here we've been working with all those intermediary poses. Try to get that good expression of that pose at the end of the out breath and the in breath. So you just move until you get to that end, get the full pose, and then let the breath go to the next pose, and then get the full pose and the next pose. Now, of course, each person has got different length of breath, so work with your own pace. Just get a nice full pose at the end of the in and out breath, and even if it's just for a second or so, that doesn't matter. So standing in the mountain pose, breathe in, lift the arms up, stretch to the fingers, breathe out into the forward fold. Breathe in, come up into the half forward fold. Breathe out, full forward fold. Bend the knees, left foot back, breathe in, upper lunge. Come to the flats of the hand, breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, plank. Breathe out, Chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, down dog. Feet together, left foot forward, upper lunge. Breathe out, breathe in, right foot to left foot, half forward fold, breathe out, full forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, arms down. Breathe in, hands to chest. Take a nice recovery breath in and out. On the next out breath, drop the arms. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, half. Breathe out, full forward fold. Bend the knees, right foot back. Breathe in, upper lunge. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, plank. Breathe out, Chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Make it a good up dog. Breathe out, down dog. Feet together. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, drop the arms down. Breathe in, hands to chest. Nice recovery breaths, in and out. And in and out, drop the arms down. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, Ardha. Breathe out, full forward fold. Bend the knees, left foot back, upper lunge. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, plank. Breathe out, Chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. out, down dog. Feet together, breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, breathe in, right foot to left foot. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, arms down. Hand to chest. Nice deep breath in and out. And then the last round. Breathe in as you breathe out. Arms down. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lift the chest into the half forward fold. Breathe out, forward fold. Fingertips to floor, breathe in, right foot back into the upper lunge. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, plank. Breathe out, chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, down dog. Feet together, right foot forward, breathe in, upper lunge. Breathe out, breathe in, press the right foot, bring the left foot to the right foot. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, arms down. And then bring the hands to the chest. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Excellent. And now we're going to do, come to the wall. We're going to do the Viparita Karani to the wall. So bring the bolster to the wall. Have your blanket for the hair. And then just coming to both buttocks against the wall. We just lift the feet up the wall. And then just press the feet, lift the hips, and then just walk towards the wall to bring the buttocks to the wall. Now if this is too much, you can have the hips slightly away from the wall. Now we have been warming up all the muscles. It's interesting to note how different this feels to when you're doing this pose a little bit colder. So just take a nice deep breath in and out. The arms on either side, you can rotate them so that the backs of the hands rest to the floor. Take the outer shoulders towards the floor. Allow the chest to expand with the in-breath. Draw the outer hips down into the bolster. And then lengthen the backs of the legs up so that the feet reach towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath in and out. Abdomen completely soft. Outer hips drawing down, outer shoulders drawing down. Just release. Take the gaze of the eyes towards your knees or towards the chest. Allow the body just to cool down. It does that very easily in this pose. If ever you're out of breath and you want to get your breath back and the body to relax, it's a very good way to do that. You can feel the body quickly responds. It loves this position. Allow the breath now to, on its own, just quieten, to become nice and smooth and easy. Just let go. Finally, just release into the pose, release the effort. Just release into the pose. So the heart is below, the head is below the heart, so the circulation is nice and easy, effortless. And it's also very easy for the body to clear out any toxins or any stuff that needs to be done. Nice, easy breath in and out. Really just enjoy the dopamine flowing through the body now after all that action. Now we can start internalizing that really nice feeling. And now we're just going to really bend the knees and just roll to the side. We're going to come through to the corpse pose now. Grab your blanket for the back of the head. You can use the bolster for the back of the knees, but we've been working quite a bit, so it'll be easy for the hips to relax, so maybe do it without the bolster today. Just sitting at the top end of the mat, bring the feet together, take the arms around the bent knees. Gently press the feet, draw the outer hips down, and draw on the forearms to lift the spine up. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And take the hands behind, fingers pointing towards the feet, straighten the elbows, lift the chest up. And then slowly bend the elbows, come onto the elbows. And then draw the hips down and then lengthen the spine from the hips as you come down, one vertebra at a time, to the floor. Keep the knees bent, take the support for the back of the head. Try to bring it all the way to touch the top of the shoulders. And then taking the arms on either side at the same distance, roll them outward so that the backs of the hands rest to the floor. Get the shoulders and hips level. And then slowly lift the right foot off the floor, straighten the right leg, stretch into the right foot, and then drop the whole right leg to the floor. Relax all the muscles and allow the right foot to drop out sideways. Then lift the left foot off the floor, keep the abdomen soft. Stretch the left leg so that the left foot goes far away from the body, away from the hips. At this point, get the hips level, and then drop the left leg down and relax the muscles in the legs. Allow the left foot to drop out sideways. So your hips should be nice and level now. If they're not, just make minor adjustments that they are. Check that the shoulders are level, and that the back of the head is resting on the middle of the back skull bone. And then gently close the eyes, bring the upper eyelids towards the lower eyelids. Take the gaze or the eyes towards the feet or the chest. And now as you breathe in, allow the eyeballs to drop down towards the back of the head, deep into the eye sockets. Relax the throat, the jaw, and the tongue. Abdomen soft. Now soft inhalations, soft exhalations. If you notice any area that still has latent tension, just breathe out into it and help it to release and let go. Now allow the awareness to draw deep into the body, away from the skin. So draw it inwards. Become aware of the space inside the body. And finally we just let go. Give yourself over to your relaxation, and we'll spend a few moments in quiet in the corpse pose. Now, if you want to spend a bit more time, and if you have the time, you can spend a bit longer in the corpse pose. We've run out of time. So if you want to stay, you can. I'm going to walk you coming out of the corpse pose. Just remember that when you come out of the corpse pose, the quietness that you've developed inside the body, allow that to stay with you. So don't rush forward into the future as you come out of the corpse pose. So just bend one knee at a time. Take the right hand above the head and turn onto your right hand side. Gently open the eyes, but keep the eyes soft. Then straighten the left leg, push yourself up with the left hand, keep the head down, and come to a nice erect seated position. And with that, we say namaste, have a fantastic day.